Welcome to our demonstration of Auctioneer, a digital web-based auction system developed by Distribution Center Systems Inc. While developed for the fresh seafood vertical market, Auctioneer is well suited for numerous other industries. This demonstration will take us through one bid sequence to show how the buyer and seller participate in an auction. We'll begin by logging into the auction. Access to Auctioneer is controlled by a multi-tiered security schema. Here we'll enter our user ID and password. And before we begin the bid sequence, let's look at information displayed on the screen. Let's take a look at the buyer information. On the left side of the screen is displayed a list of everyone who is logged onto the auction. Your credit information is displayed here in the middle left side. It's your credit limit at the beginning of the auction, your purchases that you've made during the auction, and what your available credit is presently. You will not be allowed to select lots that would exceed your credit limit. My Purchases is a list of any previous bid sequences that you have won. Last Sales displays the last 3 bid sequences. In terms of item information, you'll see the description displayed in the white box here at the top. In our example, it's large cod. On the right side, the list, lot selection, shows all of the lots, in this case large cod, that will be available on this auction. You can see the seller name, weight, catalog number, which corresponds to the printed catalog. You'll notice the seller in this example is green. It can be any number of variety of colors that represent the different grading for the individual lots. Prior to the auction, if the lots have been evaluated and graded in terms of high to low quality, color codes can indicate that. You'll also notice on the right side there's a place where comments can be put specifically for individual lots. The average price here on the middle right part of the screen displays the average of large cod that has been sold on this auction prior to this bid sequence. The weight consigned reflects how many pounds of, in this case, large cod are on this auction. Weight remain displays how many pounds have yet to be auctioned. In this example, it's 5,000. So previously to what we're looking at, 1,000 pounds had been auctioned. The 4 boxes on the left here are what we'll watch during bidding. The bottom box, bid increment, shows us how much each successive bid will go up from the prior bid. So if the current bid is $1, the asking price will be $1.05. Current price is either the price at which the auction begins or what the current high bid is. Asking price will be the current price plus the bid increment. My Price displays the asking price plus any adders you've previously set up in the auction. You notice at the top a drop down for Set My Adders. Clicking on that displays a calculator which allows you to enter a percentage or a dollar amount which will be added to your bid price. But this is a display only field. The asking price, which is your bid price, is the field displayed in asking price. The My Price adder is simply a display field that allows you to see what perhaps the final cost would be. If, for example, the asking price of 50 cents, you will bid 50 cents, but perhaps there's a 3% fee for the auction. You could incorporate that fee into an adder and it would be displayed in My Price. So once again, it's a display only field and does not change what you are in fact bidding on the auction. We're now ready to start the auction and begin bidding. I'm running the auction in a manual mode so we can slowly step through each activity. Normally, the auction would run quickly based on timers set by the auction administrator. The auction begins with a preset asking price, which in our demo is 50 cents. You'll note the red arrow pointing down indicating no bids have been placed and the asking price will decrease. The amount and speed at which the price decreases is controlled by the rules. Since no bids have been placed, you can see the price drop twice. It's now 45. It's now 40. This is where we will place our bid. Several things have changed on the screen. The red arrow pointing down is now green, and pointing up, the bidding, My Price, and current price boxes have turned green, which indicate we are the high bidder. Since there are no other bidders, the last call sequence will begin. You can watch 3 red lights count down to the end of the auction. At this point, I'm now asked to select lots. I'm simply going to say take the limit that I am allowed for this auction. It'll ask me if I'm sure. The answer is yes. I click OK. At this point, we're now waiting for the seller or the seller representative to either accept or reject my offer. We're now switching to the seller screen where we have the option of accepting the offer or rejecting it. If we take no action before the timer runs out, the offer is automatically accepted. Now we are back on our buyer screen where we can see our purchase in the last sales list and the My Purchases list. This concludes our demonstration. There is a great deal of functionality that was not included in this brief demo. As well, we did not show the Auction Administrator's console and the activity occurring there. Thank you again for your time and interest in Auctioneer.